Thank you very much. God bless America, guys.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, September the 11th, presented by Mercury. Before we get too far, all of us at Bucks Island wanted to remember on this 20th anniversary of the September 11th attacks on our country. We wanted to remember everybody that lost somebody, lost themselves, or the military that served in the wake of that. Our hearts and our thoughts and our prayers go out to all of you and to our country. But we'll be right back with what the guys have to say, and hopefully we will help you put a few more fish in your boat. Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, September the 11th, presented by Mercury. Before we get too far with our friend Tom Ott, I want to remember the 20-year anniversary from all of us here at Bucks Island, the 20-year anniversary of September 11th, a tragic day in our country, which seemed to strengthen our country. But our thoughts go out to all those family members and to all the soldiers and fighting men and women that have served as a result of that. But let's turn our attention to fishing. We'll talk Lake Guntersville with Tom Ott. Tom, tell us what's going on up there at the big lake.
Well, Dano, I'm telling you right now, the name of the game is to move and shake. I think we've hit that final stretch coming into, late summer, headed on into an early winter. The bait fish is really on the move. And that's, to me, that just seems to be where the best fishing is right now. We're following a lot of the bait around. It's smaller. If you can find the 3 and 4 inch shad, that seems to be where the larger fish are. But you really just got to keep moving. I mean, last weekend, I think we were able to rope in about 45 fish or so. A lot of those were in the 12 and 13 inch range. But we moved a lot through a lot of top water, a lot of, bait imitating type baits, flukes and things of that nature. And that just seems to be what's happening for me anyway. I'm not, I haven't really spent a lot of time in the frog grass yet, with the rains and things of that nature. Things got shifted quite a bit. We did see a few 16-pound bags that I think were caught frogging. So, that's definitely coming, and that's a fun thing to do. So, it's just, it's Guntersville. So there's 10 different patterns happening in any particular time. You just got to get out there and move and shake.
Well, I know that you guys seem to have been able to move and shake a little bit. I know the crappie are probably moving and shaking. You're starting to see some striper that are schooling out there. But I know you guys were moving and shaking again with another win. And as always, we kind of want to hear a little bit about that, too.
Well, I tell you, and oddly enough, I did catch a crappie or two, just fishing grass and bait imitating type baits. We were throwing a spook a lot, throwing a fluke quite a bit, and a chatterbait. And I'm telling you, it was just a matter of finding those active fish, making moves when we needed to move. When things calmed down, we made the move. And we were just very, very fortunate. We landed on a spot that had some very large fish. And in about 30 minutes, we caught 18 and a half pounds, which is always a lot of fun. But the small fish were also a good time. But it's just, it's a crazy time to be out there right now. I mean, I love it. It's my happy place for sure.
Well, congratulations to you and St. Jennifer again, and we will talk to you again next week. Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, September 11th, presented by Mercury. We're joined by Josh Herron, but first we want to take a moment to remember the 20-year anniversary of September 11th, a dark day in our country. But a time for our country to come together, and we certainly want to honor all of the families and the victims that died that day, as well as the service members that served as a result of it. But Josh, turning to the fishing report, let's talk about Logan Martin and Lay Lake and what we think might be going on down there. What might people do if they want to go put a few fish over the gunnel of their boat?
Man, I'd probably direct my attention towards Lay Lake right now. It seems to be getting a little stronger and stronger. Logan is too, but Logan is the boat traffic's still pretty crazy, and Lay kind of spreads out a little bit more. But grass fishing's fixing to start shining. It's fixing to start getting into one of my favorite times of year where you can kind of gear towards that spotty bass thing in the morning or largemouth, which is fun because a lot of people don't necessarily concentrate on, say, like your kind of early fall deals that go on here is these fish should get on a jerkbait really good. the water's still warm. And it's something a lot of people don't do. And it's one of my favorite things to do at the beginning of the fall. These fish will get on this little bitty bait, and you can start kind of targeting these transition areas where these fish are going to start staging up towards where these shad are going to start pushing back in the fall. So any of these little places that are kind of dugouts on the main side of the river, it's not even really a current thing, but it's something that's really going to start shining here soon.
So are you looking at ditch mouths with jerk baits, that kind of stuff?
Yeah,
and obviously you're looking at shallow slashing baits.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be super obvious stuff. Little bitty run-ins. Any of these little turns, like little bowls that come off creeks right on the main lake. These shad are going to steadily start pushing up. And before they go crash into the back of these creeks, you'll really start seeing them here in the next week or two. With these cooler nights, you'll start seeing these great big balls of shad right off the main lake. And I think it's kind of a deal where you can really play with your electronics, especially like live scope, live active target, whatever you want to call it. It's a really good time to learn.
Well, Josh, as always, man, we appreciate everything that you bring to the table here for us. And thanks for spending time with us on the Bucks Island Area Fishing Report presented by Mercury. Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, September 11th, presented by Mercury. We're joined by Lee Pitts, the crappie king of Weiss Lake. But first, we want to take this moment to remember the 20th anniversary of September 11th, a dark day in our nation's history, but one that the nation came together. We want to put our thoughts and our prayers out to the victims and their families, as well as to the soldiers who served in wake of that, and thank them for their service. So turning our attention to Weiss Lake, I know Weiss Lake is near and dear to your heart. Tell us what's going on up there with the fishing on the lake.
You know, we're getting over a real busy weekend, with the holiday weekend. Had a lot of pleasure boaters out on the water and had some rain, come in. It's muddied the water up a lot. The fish have been stirred up, but we got cooler weather, that we've had this week, and things are starting to get better, so fish are getting back to normal. Catching some fish, especially with our crappie out on the main river ledges and places like that, around the stumps and brush cover, catching a lot of fish.
Still going shallow for the bass, around the grass, dock pilings. What are you looking for there?
It's funny because even though it's September, these fish are still, we've had the heat of August, but they're up really shallow. We're catching fish shallow water, 3-4 feet, even some shallower in the grass early. A lot of fish are really, really relating to the docks, getting on these shallow docks with brush on them. So they're up shallow where they need to be, and a lot of fish are being caught right now.
Well, and I know there's a lot of fish being caught on Neely. It's kind of hit or miss. We had the Casting for Cancer tournament. I fished it. I know you weren't able to, but Collie, they won it with 18 plus. Robert Story and his partner 16 plus, and then one of our other customers, Jason Morgan, he was in third place. And it sounds like it was won down lake. I tried upriver myself, tried fishing ditch mouths. I think the current was a bit much for that. The fish didn't quite respond the way that I thought they would, so I only weighed 4 fish.
Well, like you said, you take a chance going upriver a lot of times, especially with the current that you have up there and those big spots, they live there. I think you're right. It was a little too much. And some of these guys that went down and got out of some of that just major straight line current found some fish holding in some brush. And, you look at Neely Henry, hey, the weights there, the top 3, that's some good weights any time of the year, much less this time. So right. There's some good fish biting right now.
Well, folks, shallow, flip a jig, flip a tube, be ready with some swim baits or top water because the schooling is starting to happen. You can catch some white bass and some stripe around some of that kind of stuff, and get ready for the crappie bite because that's coming too. But Lee, thanks as always for everything, and we appreciate all the time you spend with us.
Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
Well, that'll do it for our Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, September the 11th, presented by Mercury. Thanks to Lee, Tom, and Josh for their information. We hope that what they provide helps you put a few more fish in your boat, snags a few more fish on your line, and helps you enjoy your time on the water or on the bank. Again, if you need anything, contact us here at Bucks Island. We're here for all your parts, pleasure, service, whatever you need. And then if you need information, feel free to contact us at the loft. We have most of everything that you would want to be able to catch a few more fish. Thanks again, and we will talk to you again next week.